Hey guys, Anthony from AM Outdoors. I wanted to talk about frog fishing in detail a little more upon request. I'm going to go ahead and start out, just talk about my setup, because setup is extremely important. If you don't have the right setup, you're not going to get hook sets, and you are not going to be able to pull bass out of the proper cover. So right here I have a All-Star rod. It's about 40 bucks, 7 foot, medium heavy action. Carolina rig is what it says on there, but it's a great frog rod. 12 to 25 pound line weight rating, 3/8 to 1 ounce lure rate, and 7 foot, extremely stiff. The reason why you want a stiff, longer rod is so you can have better leverage when you're making hook sets or pulling bass out of heavy cover. So my reel. You really want a higher gear ratio reel, just so you can move more line faster whenever you're pulling bass out of cover. You want to be able to get them out of there as fast as possible. I recommend a 7 to 1 ratio, but I don't actually have one right now, and spending money on other things right now, so I'm not gonna buy one. This works fine for me. It's a 6 to 3 to 1 and 10 bearing, so really good casting, especially on this longer rod. That's another thing, you can cast a lot farther. So this is a great rod. This is a great reel. Sorry, this is a H2O Express metal. As you can see, it has plenty of wear. I have 3 or 4 of these in the same reel, but they never wear out. And to me, the most important thing of all is the proper line when frog fishing, and that would be braid. Braided line anywhere from 30 to 50 pounds, and the reason why braided line works the best for frog fishing is because it has absolutely zero stretch, which is what you need when you're making hook sets. It floats, and it's extremely strong. And if you look here, it says 10-pound mono equivalent. That means that this 40-pound test line is the same consistency, the same thickness as 10-pound mono. So you don't, you have the strength of a freaking rope, and you're using, just the same amount of spool space. So that pretty much covers the setup. You really, like I said, you really need that good backbone rod, a good reel with a decent ratio on it, and no stretch braided line, 30 to 50 pounds. Now, I'm actually at my house right now because of how hot it is, but I want to just go ahead and talk about the types of ponds and the time of day to fish a frog, because you really cannot, in my opinion, do well all day long on topwater. Morning times and evening times are the best for topwater, and in my opinion, that's about it. You can catch them here and there other times, but from my experience, those 2 times are the best. Okay, so I went over other frogs in my other videos, but I did not talk about these frogs. You see, they have these little skitter legs, and these are called scum frogs, skitter legs actually. And they are my favorite frogs. So easy to work, more strikes than ever on these things. And basically you just cast these out, and it's like a floating buzz bait. You just reel it in for 1 or 2 seconds, just and it kicks in the water, and then stop. That thing will sit there, reel it in, and then stop. And that thing kicks up good water, and it works really good on top of mats because it makes more noise up there. So these frogs are absolutely my favorite frogs. I do recommend you getting these. They're a lot easier. I get a lot more strikes on these than I do with, just say, the ones with the tassel legs like this or like this. Another frog is this popper. It's a Spro popper frog, and I gotta be honest with you, this thing sucks. I bought it. My buddy wanted me to try it out for him, and it's horrible, man. It makes so much ruckus on top of the water. I would be afraid to hit this thing if I was a bass. But it's probably really good on big lakes. If you're out in open water or something and they're schooling, this is probably be a good bait right here. Okay, so when you're fishing these things, on this type of frog, I've already talked about how to work it. 1 or 2 seconds, reeling it in at a slow to medium pace, and then stopping for maybe 5 seconds, and then doing it, starting over. But it's really all about what the fish are doing and what the fish are hitting it at. I can go out today at a good mossy pond and fish this thing fast and not get any bites on it. I can go out tomorrow and fish this thing fast and get bites on it all day long. It just depends on what the fish are doing. It's something that you have to take 10 minutes or 15 minutes at the beginning of your fishing to figure out. So, so just a quick overview. You want to find ponds that are covered with moss, have lily pads or thick structure like weed lines or anything like that. These aren't really just go out and throw it in open water type of baits. These are for cover. On these type of frogs, when you're working these, you want to, like I discussed in my other video, walk the dog. And I'll walk back to my pool at the end of this video right here and just kind of show you and see if I could film with one hand and show you what I'm talking about again when I say walk the dog. But I used to fish these frogs, and I would get hits and set the hook, out of excitement, and I missed so many bass. I put these frogs away for a couple of months, and finally I figured out the key on setting hooks and catching fish with these things. So when you're working it out there and a bass busts this thing, he's either going to hit it and take it directly under, or he's going to hit and miss. If he hits and misses, you're going to see this thing still floating on top of the water. But if he hits it and takes it under, wait. Don't wait the 2 seconds that it says on the package or the 3 seconds. Wait until your line is tight. Wait till you can't wait anymore. So don't wait like 10 seconds or anything, because they will eventually spit it out. But when they pull it under, you'll see your line go tight and you'll feel it. That's when you set the hook. You want to set the hook when you feel the bass. They're going to hold on to this thing long enough for you to feel it in that line. So as soon as you feel that tension, set the hook on that thing. These frogs right here, they tend to get a lot better hook sets because of the profile, just how the hook sits, and this material is not very durable at all. It's very, very loose and kind of flaccid, so I get better hook sets with these just because the hooks expose themselves a lot easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk back to my pool and show you how to work it. I have this Spro Frog Junior frog tied on, just because these are pretty self-explanatory when working it. So give me 1 second and we'll walk back there. Alright, this is going to be kind of difficult to do with one hand, but I'm going to go ahead and just cast it out. Hold on, it's tangled. Alright, so you cast these out, and like I said, you want to walk the dog. So that's twitch, 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 and let it sit. Twitch, 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 and let it sit. Also, when you cast out, you can do more aggressive retrievals if the bass are hitting it like that. You can pull it in and just let it sit. Drag it in and let it sit. And that's just like a constant reel. Just reel it, let it sit. What really triggers the strikes is those tassels back there waving around in the water. Now you can put that all into combination with a little twitch, twitch, drag, twitch, twitch, drag, but you want to let it sit. That's the key. That's the key on these things. Alright, thanks very much, guys. I'm sorry about the poor kind of camera angle and quality right now, but I'm filming by myself, so do the best I can. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.